Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us today. We're in Silicon Valley speaking with some of the best and brightest companies in California. On our program is Joel York. He is the CMO and GM of Direct Business at Xignite. How are you?
Good.
So I thought we'd start off by talking about what your company does.
Okay, great. So Xignite is the market data cloud provider in the financial services space. And what that means is that in financial services, any application you build pretty much lives and breathes market data, stock market information, interest rate information, currency rate information. And traditionally that data has been very difficult to get. You'd have to get what's called the data feed and do a lot of coding, bring in a lot of software, bring in a lot of hardware to get access to the information. And what we do is we make all that information available directly over the internet using cloud-based APIs.
And who are your typical customers?
Our typical customers are financial services firms that are building applications. One of the most popular applications for us today is mobile applications, because in financial services there's this huge explosion of data going on because of algorithmic trading, and to get these large amounts of data and filter it down to just what you need, say when you're looking at your Android or your iPad, is a very difficult task. And what we do is, because you can just plug into our APIs over the internet, takes about 3 lines of code to do, and then just bring down the individual pieces of data that you want. It's a very natural fit for mobile applications. But we also service typical web applications, risk management applications, back office, front office, and then we have a whole host of customers that are in the web publishing arena. So for example, Forbes.com, all the real-time stock information that you get at Forbes.com comes from Xignite. And then we also service corporate clients, say who are building an ERP application or have an ERP application and they need real-time currency rates to update their accounting books because they have global revenue that they need to consolidate.
And how big is your company in terms of, I'm just thinking of all the data that you're dealing with.
Well, in terms of, I guess there's different measures, right? So we have about 900 customers. We operate globally because we operate over the internet, and we have about 50 different web service APIs covering global equities, currencies, Forex, the same thing, futures, options, master data, just pretty much any different type of market sector, over-the-counter sector. So we have a very, very broad product offering.
And I assume it's real-time as well, right?
We have real-time data, and we have reference data and historical data. These are kind of the 3 flavors data comes in the financial services space. Real-time means a lot of different things. So real-time means getting the data from, say, the exchange to your iPad in just a few seconds. There's also in financial services what people call low latency data. Now we don't play in that area. That's what folks use to do algorithmic trading, and that data has to be accessed directly from the exchange, co-located in their facilities, because you're talking about milliseconds.
Yeah. So in terms of looking for new customers, one of your goals would be to look for companies that are looking to provide financial information on their websites and to increase their traffic, right? Things like that. That's one of the customer bases.
Yes, definitely. Web publishers is definitely one of our customer base. It's not really our core customer base, but it's definitely one that we like. We love our web publishing customers. Our business has this element that pretty much any SaaS or cloud business has, which is we dramatically lower the total cost of ownership and the access, because we're on a pay-as-you-go model. You can come to our website, just buy our APIs, through a shopping cart model, and just plug into them immediately. So if you're a web publisher, it's really easy to do. If you wanted to get access to data in a traditional manner, you would have to go to one of the traditional data providers, which is kind of like going to an enterprise software company. You'd spend $100,000 and get a data feed and a lot of coding, a lot of software, which is cost prohibitive to a lot of web publishers. Whereas if you look at the core financial services sector, which is our core market, it's really about just lowering the total cost of ownership of managing that data, because it is mountains and mountains of data. It's becoming increasingly difficult to maintain that infrastructure internally, and it's a distraction from your core business. If you're a trader or a hedge fund, you don't really want to spend your time and resources managing data, which is essentially a commodity from your perspective that you need in order to do your value added, like operate your hedge fund. With us, you can push that to the cloud, get rid of that headache, and at the same time lower your cost.
Great. Well, thanks so much for being here today. This was fantastic.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.